In today's video, I'm going to be turning the default woman's face in Roblox into a house in Bloxburg. So the new map update came out. Okay, I'm seeing this for the first time. This is so cool. I feel like there's so much stuff to actually do, so many new things to explore, and the fact that we have new places to put our plots as well. And of course, my favorite is the mountains.
It reminds her of holiday, the beautiful mountains and the sound.
With this new update, we got so many new beautiful locations. So where I could be building beautiful plots with a beautiful view in the back, but no. And before I forget to mention, this idea was actually inspired by the Panda Girl because she built the man's face into a house in Bloxburg. So I'm going to be doing the woman face. I would say I'm pretty much the owner of all these faces because I've experimented with so many different faces.
All the other faces were drafts and experiments until she finds the real her.
For this, I'm going to be making like a square, kind of like a circle. Okay, it needs to be way bigger than that. My measurement skills are so throwing me off. Okay, that's our layout so far, and we're going to add a roof as well so we can actually make the face. And are we going to be bothering with the outside in this one? Of course not. Where's my roof gone? The outside can look like a box for all I care. So with that, we'll just use a very cheap door as well. But first, let's focus on making the face. Okay, I have a feeling I'm gonna flop at this so badly. I didn't think how hard this was gonna be until now. Oh my god, she has got so much details on her face. Let's do her eyebrows. I think we should do a little bit of a thicker rod. Okay, there's one eyebrow. And there's another eyebrow. And now for the eyes. She kind of has like a wing going out. Oh, now I have to like replicate this on the other side as well. You know what they say, eyeliner never matches up correctly. And she doesn't have a nose, so we'll move on to the smile. Now she actually has a bit of a wonky smile. This is actually looking kind of decent. So she has like a cupid's bow. I think we need like a bigger rod.
This creature was giving her nightmares. She just had to date it. Sorry, I mean, she just had to delete it.
The Panda Girl's replication was so smooth. Mine looks like her surgery just went wrong. Okay, it's kind of starting to come together, but now it's also reminding me of the woman from Squid Game. Isn't this epic? It's turned out wonderful. We'll fix her later. She's currently going through an emotional breakdown, so we'll leave her be. This bit will be the bedroom. This bit here will be the bathroom. Okay, I think we made like a massive house. Back here we'll have a kitchen. And that's pretty much all we need. So for the kitchen, we'll do our marble flooring. Our checkered flooring. Okay, we have part of the layout done. So we'll start with the living room over here. And I want to keep this really simple. So I'm going to have a fireplace in here. Inside the walls, I kind of have like an inspo in my head. So I want to put these insets inside the walls. Now the question is, do we make it this color or the same color as the wall? And then we'll do the same on the other side. And I kind of want to do this across all the walls to make like a... All I'm going to say is the back of our builds have to matter to me now, because if you're living on the beach and you have such a nice view...
The vibes are 360 now. The back has to give main character energy.
Okay, I feel like we've got such a massive space. I don't want this to look cluttered, and I might actually change this to marble instead. I really want Bloxburg to introduce tiles. You know what I'm gonna do? I might use a decal for the floor. But first of all, let's make our coffee table. So I'm gonna do kind of like a different style of coffee table, and we can either have this one on top. Oh, that looks a bit stupid. We can either have this one on top, so it'll kind of look like that, or we can just use a transparent cube for this. And I think the transparent cube might be taking the win. Oh my god, I completely forgot about the face outside. Why is it looking like a horror house? Hey, it's kind of given. Guys, I kind of have an idea. You know, we could use this as kind of like a holder. I'm gonna do that in one of my next tags. So we'll have these sticks. There we go. Okay, and now with the living room done, we can move on to this part here, which is just kind of going to be like an entryway. So we definitely need some stuff on there, so I'm going to use some clutter items. We could have some car keys, but they kind of ruin the aesthetic. Instead of that, I think we'll just have a plant plot and we'll put some flowers in these. And then obviously we need to put some actual plants in here too. So we'll add one of this, or instead of that, we'll add this one. And then obviously we need a rug inside here too, only it can be a little bit smaller. And I would say that's our entryway done. So now we can move on to the kitchen. I want to add something here, so maybe we'll add a piano. I would add a sofa section, like a little lounge, but we've already got that. I'm not really a big fan of the way that looks. We'll fix it later. Okay, now for the kitchen. So as always, I'm going to be doing my favorite counters. We'll be doing the normal ones. And then we need to do a high-tech oven as well. And I think finally all we need is a sink. Why is this sink so problematic and so small? I wish we could resize it. Okay, there we go. Now that we've got our basic layout planned, I want to focus on making the island bench as well. Oh wait, why am I making that so massive? Okay, not bad. And if you couldn't tell already, this house has no windows. As much as I love windows, this house will be like a dungeon. And in fact, we're going to outline these ones with some LEDs. And look at that, our kitchen is turning out so cool already. And it wouldn't be a perfect house without some of the custom designs. This house is actually not looking too bad. I was actually kind of expecting like a lot worse. I feel like all of my builds used to look the same. The only thing that doesn't look good is the outside. It has not turned out bad at all. There we go. And then I'm gonna use a structural to kind of make this part here. The only thing is now I have to fix this and make sure my measurements are correct. And maybe the chair should also be just black. We've got like so many different colors in here. And we also need to fix the back bit over here too, because I'm not loving the way it kind of just drops out. That was a perfect straight line. I think I'm getting better at using basic shapes. Okay, do we make this like darker or do we make it this color? Island bench is not even connected properly. Okay, there we go. And now we can start decorating our kitchen. And for that, obviously, we need to spend some of our Bloxburgs. So we need a coffee corner. And that's pretty much all we can use in here. Guys, I'm kind of tempted to do something. That I know I should not do. I could add it on these pillars, you know. That'd be like such a good hack. Let's keep the house normal. I tend to go a bit over dramatic. And we can add like this to give... I don't really want anything on the walls, to be honest. We'll have a toaster, and obviously we'll add our kettle with it too, just so it doesn't look too lonely. And then, oh, we're missing a fridge in here. Yeah, we're gonna add one of the rubbish fridge in here. What else is this kitchen missing? Pretty much nothing. Oh, a microwave. I want to add a cabinet first. Watch me say that, and then I'm gonna forget the microwave. And then we'll move our like toaster and whatever over here. Oh bro, where's my toaster gone? Oh my god, I'm messing my controls up. Yeah, we'll have it like that. We're covering like that black bit up in there with a basic shape. And that's our really sleek kitchen all done. Why do we have another counter there? Which means we can move on to the next room. Now, before that, we have to add doors for the bathroom and the bedroom. I love high doors, so I'm going to be adding one of this and one over here. Inside here is going to be our dining room, and I want a really big dining room. Normally, I don't really do like big dining room, so today we are expanding, and obviously this means I'm going to be quite confused on what to do. And then obviously we need to do our LED hack as well in here, but we've obviously got to fix our LEDs up. I'm going to try and aim for 4 on this wall. Now for chairs we have to go for something really modern, so do we go for these? These are kind of cute. We'll make them a little bit more cozy and we'll add some pillows on them. We're just going to use placemats to make a table runner. And then on the table, we'll just have some flowers. And it wouldn't be a proper room without our rug in there. The best hack for doing rugs is put your grid placement on like the biggest and then rotate it.
Don't listen to this woman. She still managed to get it wrong anyways.
How on earth did it... Where has it gone?
Goots! Högendesity with an objestshredderia troin represent Groot competed hit Jem Rajikt. That is and school Vutria in it.
Now was a mandra because there's a lot of now don't even what's you quanting then. What's her? Wait, let
Well, alright, shit. She's slush.
became ab
Splashing the north and south.
So Zeri Wiki.
Yeah, if you use mommy and he'll be saying this.
Okay, should we use some like different lights in here now? I think we should like tone down the lighting a little bit. And then on this wall we could have some pictures. I'm gonna add some wall trims as well. I'm gonna use a structural to outline our painting as well. And look who's on. What's that face on the top? Gonna have nightmares for a week now. I would too if I had to look at that. Okay, that does look pretty bad. And I think we're quite oh, never mind. We'll just copy and paste our paintings across. And of course, it's not gonna fit. I never do my measurements accurately. And finally with that, our house is finally done. So here's what it looks like from the outside. And this is what it looks like from the top. And overall, our house value came to 77,000. I know I mentioned that the back of our plots matter now too. I always spawn on Bloxy Acres or Riverside. I haven't spawned on like the Lakeview plots or the Sunset Point, eh? So the back of my plots will be looking like that until I spawn there. Anyways, without further ado, let's go inside and tour our beautiful home. So entering inside, we have our entryway. The colours in here are really like dark and moody.
That's a lie, everyone. She's just trying to save her ugly builds, but we all know that anyways.
Oh, it's a different vibe to what I normally go to. So we have like a sort of entryway here. It's kind of, should I say, plain. The concept and the layout is very different. And then on this side we have the living area with my favorite TV show on. If you guys haven't seen it, shame on you. Anyways, this is the living room. I really like the rug with it. Yeah, I think the concept overall was pictured perfectly, I guess. And then over here we have the kitchen. I really love it. I do think we could like maybe add a few more stuff, but it's definitely not like the worst thing that I've made. So yeah, so that's our kitchen all. And then inside here we have the dining room. Our rug is kind of glitching, so let's just ignore that. I really loved the details on the wall. And then unfortunately I did have to do the bedroom and the bathroom off camera because the game was lagging like really badly. Anyways, inside here we have the bathroom. So it's kind of plain, and I realized I made the rooms like way too big. I actually really like the way this wall looks. It's looking like really high tech. And then we basically just have the shower in here. I'm kind of like flying in the air, so let's just ignore that. So that is our bathroom. What do we think? And finally, the last room in here is the bedroom. So here's what the bedroom looks like. It's a little bit plain, I guess. Why have I chosen bricks? We just have like a very plain wall over here. And then obviously we have an insert that I actually really love. We have a sofa section, some paintings, and then inside here we have our closet. Just don't even ask, honestly. That's pretty much all we have in our house. My favorite is the living room or the dining room. I thought it would be the kitchen, but it doesn't look like that good anymore, so. But yeah, that was me turning the woman's face into a house in Roblox. Did I do a decent job? Probably. Also, the roleplay moms would like kill me right now if they see me doing this. Anyways, the lag was like so intense, so I might have to like cut down on making individual building videos, which I love doing, but it is what it is. And yeah, make sure to comment down some other ideas that I can do. And join my Discord server. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!